ask you a question. The last time you went to a public restroom, be it at a Walmart, a mall, a Starbucks, how much did you have to pay for the toilet paper that you used? The answer should be, and always will be, nothing. You paid nothing, because the company pays for it as your customer. They pay for the toilet paper that tends to your bodily needs, and that's commonplace. So then why do people who have periods, who are menstruating, have to pay for pads and tampons in public restrooms when they are doing the same thing, tending to your bodily functions? Today I would like to ask that question and offer up some solutions. Specifically, I would like to talk about the price and availability of period products and my solution, which is to make them free in all public restrooms and to release the luxury tax that is held on period products. First of all, let's talk about price. The definition of a luxury tax, defined by Investopedia, is a tax placed on products or services that are deemed to be non-essential or unneeded. This is commonly known as the pink tax when you are talking about period products. Now, I don't know about you, but let's say you get a cut on your arm, and it's not just a small cut, it's a big cut, and you are bleeding. You want something to help absorb the blood, right? To protect yourself and to protect those around you. So then why, when you are bleeding out of your uterus, something unnecessary, such as a tampon or pad, has tax on it compared to like medical equipment, which does not? According to the Huffington Post, the average time a person is on their period in their lifetime is 6.25 years of their lives of continuous bleeding out of their uterus. In a 1 month span, that is one period cycle, the average person pays around $10, and that is just one person, one cycle. $10 per month, right? Multiply that by 12 for a year. $120. Still not bad, right? Multiply that by the entire lifetime that they are menstruating, which on average is around 40 years. $4,800. The current luxury tax in Washington State is 6.85%. That's actually higher than the Washington State retail tax, which is 6.5. If you multiply 6.85 times 4,800, you get the number $1,512, which is going straight to the government because you are having a bodily function that you cannot help, that you were given at birth. Whoever created you, you are having a period and you were being punished for it. Let's talk about availability. Public places, schools, Walmarts, malls. There's these tiny metal boxes on the walls that have coin slots in them. 10 cents, 25 cents, whatever it may be. You put in some money, it gives you a chalky tampon or a chalky pad, and they suck, but at least they're there. Now let's say that these companies see that there's no need for this anymore. Because of course, like Walmart, they sell their own pads and tampons. So we're just going to put an out of order sign on the dispenser and not put any more in there. Because you can buy it in our store. But then what about other places? Like restaurants. Like a Taco Bell. Or a Starbucks. Or a congressional hall. Which I know is not a restaurant. I have never seen any pad or dispenser for period products in these public spaces, be it free or not free. What I've also never seen is gender inclusivity. It's not just women who have their periods. Trans men have their periods as well. I believe that these dispensers should not just be in women's rooms. They should be in gender-neutral bathrooms and in the men's bathrooms. Because you don't know who has a period around you. And it's incredibly discriminatory that only the women's restroom has it. According to a report, 1.2 billion people around the world lack access to proper period sanitation products. Because of this, they miss school as a result. In fact, some people are even coerced into isolation during their cycle. In Canada, wonderful country, right? 70% of menstruating people said that they have missed work due to their periods. 70%. That's too high. These people who are having a bodily function that they cannot help are having their education taken away, having work opportunities taken away from them simply because they're bleeding, simply because they were given the job to carry children. They have to miss work. They have to miss school. Let's talk about some solutions to alleviate some of these problems. Luxury tax, as I mentioned before. According to Wikipedia, things that are considered necessities, for example, toilet paper, are not taxed. Toilet paper is considered a necessity. Tends to bodily functions. To add pads and tampons, Diva cups, they do the exact same thing. Is a period not a bodily function? It is. So they should be treated the same. Let's go back to that number I was talking about before. $1,512. That is what the government is taking from you. That money could be spent on a vacation. That money could be spent on a down payment on your first house. That money could be spent on fresh fruits and vegetables and food for your children. That money could be spent on formula for your baby. That money could be spent on a new suit so you can do better in your business interview. It's not okay that this money is going to the feds when it was yours to begin with. And there's no reason that they should have it. Free period products in public places. According to the Huffington Post, it costs about $4.67 per female student or employee to provide free sanitary products annually. This would be at school or work. $4.67 annually. That is an entire year. That number shocked me because it's so low. Yet it's not happening. In a country where we are supposed to be leaders, we are supposed to show the world what's up. But there's a lot of other places that are beating us. In Scotland, they abolished having to pay for period products. They don't have to pay for them anymore. We should get there too. Let's talk about sex. Condoms. Condoms are free. In some places, hear me out. Public places, such as colleges. You go to the doctor. Free condoms. Have them. You go to Planned Parenthood. Have a bunch. Free condoms. Wherever you go, they're always telling you, be safe, protect yourself, take care of yourself. It's very important. Don't make babies. Don't have STDs being spread around. Very important. Condoms are not taxed as a luxury item. Now let me ask you this. For the few that have consensual sex, and it breaks my heart to know that some people do not have that option, but for those who do have consensual sex and use a condom, that is a choice. that it's a choice to use that barrier. And that's great. But it's not a necessity. It's not something that needs to be there. The world would not end if condoms didn't exist. Having a period is not a choice. You don't get to choose when you're born. Yeah, I want to be a boy, so I don't have a period. You don't get that choice. We don't get that choice. Whether you're born as a cis female, or you're born as a female and then you transition into a man, whatever it may be, you have that period, and that is not your choice. That is something that you were given so that you can make babies one day if you choose. So with this evidence to back me, period products should not be taxed under a luxury tax. They should not be as expensive as they are. They should be free, along with condoms. Because it's not a choice. Some people may say that I'm overreacting. According to the wonderful website, debate.org, which I do not advise going on to, you will get very mad about everything that's going on there. I asked the question, should period products be free? Should the luxury tax be lifted off of them? And a lot of the opposing comments said that we are just complaining. We got by without period products in the past. Sure. 2,000 years ago, caveman times. We got by without pads and tampons and toilet paper and whatever. We got by without it. Now, would you say that was clean? Here, look at me. I'm gonna sit for a second. Let's say that I'm on my period. I'm free bleeding. Because according to them, I can go without period products, right? I stand up. There's gonna be blood right there. Just from like a couple seconds of sitting, there's gonna be blood right there. No one else will want to sit there. The janitor will have to come and clean it up. This will cause segregation, obviously, because no one else wants to sit in the bloody seat. So people who are on their periods have to stay home. Can't go to work, can't go to school. But what if there was a product that could stop this? Oh my God, tampons and pads, Diva cups, period products. They take care of that. That's why they're here. That's why they're made. That's why they exist. Their pure purpose in life is to take care of this one bodily function that we cannot help. You all know someone in your life who has a period, who has menstruated, who has been through this insufferable life, bleeding out of their uterus. Does that make them any less human that they are able to give birth? Does that make them any less human that since they're bleeding, they don't get to go to school? They don't get to go to work? Because of these products, because of the taxes placed on them, some people can't even afford them, so then they have to stay home. I'd really like you to reflect on what I've talked about today. The price and availability of period products is astonishing here in the US, and it's something that we need to fix. This is not groundbreaking. This is not going to change all the problems in the world, but I believe that this will be a good step for us to take to alleviate the luxury tax on period products and to make them free in public restrooms. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.